Life of Pi, directed by Ang Lee, based on a novel under the same title, winner of Academy Awards for Best Director, Best Cinematography, Original Score, and Visual Effects. The story is framed as a conversation between a writer and a middle-aged Indian man living in Canada named Pi, who recalls his life story to the writer as an idea for his next book. He talks about his childhood in India, growing up around the zoo run by his parents, and his experiences with spirituality and religion. As a child, Pi has decided to follow three different religions at the same time: Hinduism, Catholicism, and Islam. And then we get to his years as a teenager and the journey that his family undertook on a ship to America. A journey that ended tragically, with the ship being wrecked in a storm and Pi being the sole survivor on a small lifeboat with only a dangerous tiger as his only companion. The bulk of the story then is his tale of survival on the ocean in the face of adversity, in so many different forms: hunger, rough seas, but primarily the wild animal that was on the boat with him. Having never seen the film so far, I kind of expected it to go the predictable route and predictable and silly route of Pi, eventually taming the tiger. But to my pleasant surprise, that is not what happens. The movie makes it a point to continue showing us that the relationship between man and beast is mostly antagonistic. There's no pretending that this is a pleasant cat that will keep Pi warm at night. No, this is a carnivore that Pi needs to keep safe from for the entirety of his journey. A similar surprise to me was the film's approach to religion. These themes take up most of the first act, and again, I sort of expected them to be tackled in a more cliched way and in cheap way than they actually are. As it stands, though, the story's take on spirituality is remarkably subtle and very clearly accepts skepticism as a valid response. The one thing I knew what to expect from the movie was that it was supposed to be gorgeous in terms of visuals, and it is. Life of Pi is simply beautiful, and that goes both for shot composition and those individual money shots, that the frames that you could have on your walls as paintings, but also through consistently believable special effects. After all, the film relies very heavily on CGI in terms of the ocean, the tiger, weather effects, and I'm very happy to say that this aspect is pretty much flawless, which, by the way, made it sad for me to learn that the studio responsible for the CG effects for the film went bankrupt due to a lot of additional work requested by Ang Lee that was not additionally paid for. And then in the end, he didn't even thank them during his acceptance speech at the Oscars, which is not cool. Back to the film, though. As beautifully made as it is, I think its key strength lies in its depth in terms of approaching spirituality. That is the main theme of the film, and on this front, it delivers. And I think two main factors are at play here. One is the ending, and specifically the scene where rescued Pi gives an alternative version of the story that we've learned so far to the insurance investigators. I think that scene alone elevates the film because it perfectly rounds the story up and leaves, on the one hand, it rounds the themes up, but on the other hand, it leaves the choice between skepticism and faith to the audience. And it does so in an incredibly smart and earned way. It is one of the best examples of ambiguity I've seen in movies. The second factor is the performance of Irfan Khan, who plays the adult Pi. I think he has this sort of wisdom and inner peace about him, about his tone of voice and demeanor and the way he tells the story, which I think was needed to make it work. I think without those qualities, the tone of the film wouldn't be the same. But thanks to Khan, it is almost perfect. So I have to say, I didn't expect to like Life of Pi as much as I did. I thought I would enjoy it in terms of visuals, but was reluctant to accept that a story of a boy and a tiger on a boat would be engaging for 2 hours straight. I couldn't be more wrong. The storytelling aspect to me is even better than the visuals here, as the film tackles difficult themes, spiritualism, faith, human nature, in ways that are incredibly subtle and wise, yet thought-provoking and eliciting a strong emotional response. Fantastic work of art.